Hey everyone, Lensman Oz here, and welcome to another First Look game. This time it's Power to the People. It came out on the 9th of February 2022, so literally just the other day. It's developed by Hermes Interactive, Hermes, and it's published by Crytivo. I have to say a huge thank you to the devs and publishers for throwing a key my way. It is a management game. Kind of part puzzle game, if that makes sense as well. City builder type arrangement. So I've played a little bit of the tutorials, and I'm going to jump in and do the tutorials for you guys. I don't want to show too much of the game, but give you just enough of a teaser. So let's hit the basic tutorials, and we'll go in and see what it's all about. So, Steam blurb: build and maintain a power grid for a constantly growing population while fighting all kinds of disasters in this thrilling resource management experience. It's time for you to give power to the people. You have what it takes to keep the lights on. So, basic tutorial. At the end of each, or the beginning of each sort of level, you get this idea of where demands and things are, which in the tutorials isn't going to be super important, but the idea is that you have some perks and challenges, and you know, it's very limited selection of power buildings, but yeah. Anyway, we'll get more into that. Welcome to Power to the People, and congratulations for your promotion to Power Architect. I feel so amped to guide you through your very first steps in the game. My name is Bob, and I'm here to guide you. Your objective is to deliver electricity to an ever-growing population, trying to keep customer satisfaction high. I was the power architect before you. If the customer satisfaction shown in the upper right corner of the screen drops below 50%, then it's game over. Believe me, I should know. On the top part of the screen, you have a lot of useful information like the date and weather report on the left and your funds on the right. Now you have access to infinite money, but that won't be the case in the real world. On the bottom, you'll find the action bar, which allows you to place new buildings and power lines, and the mini-map. You can use the minimap to navigate around the world and see where the different cities are located. Finally, on the left side of the screen, you'll find all the statistics about how your power grid is performing. Let's start with the basics, and you can move the camera, WASD, normal sort of thing, scroll wheels, and apparently CNX for zoom in and out, and Q&E does a bit of a rotate. Okay, did I need to do all of them? There we go. Cool. Now that's out of the way, let me explain a thing or two about how things work, so you can deliver power to these ungrateful customers. Anyway, first thing you need to understand is that you need to deliver low voltage electricity to city buildings, but your power plants will produce high voltage. High voltage can be transmitted long distances with little loss, while low voltage is only used for local distribution to your customers. So let's get started. Start by clicking on the new power plant button on the action bar and selecting the gas-fired power plant. And it wants us to plop it here. Hello? There. Plop is the word. Next step is to place a substation. They convert the high voltage electricity from the power plants to the low voltage which is suitable for customers. In that process, however, some energy is wasted. So select the new substation button. It's going to cost us $10,000. There we go. There we go. Also, just like power plants, substations cannot be placed within city limits. It's just a dotted line. These rules are so annoying, they only make our work harder. No, I'd rather not live right next door to a substation. Okay, there's only one thing missing now. Cables to connect our brand new buildings and our customers together. First select the high voltage, so we've got the high voltage power line. We're going to drag a little line here. We've got a little high voltage line coming in. Pretty nifty little animations here, and graphic style is quite nice. Now the power plant is connected to the substation. It's getting 50 megawatts because that's what this thing apparently produces. Max theoretical output is 100 megawatt. Alright, now we need to select low voltage lines, and we're going to get from here to there. Alright, All of our components are now in place and ready to work together. The gas power plant will produce electricity, transmit it to the substation, which will turn it into low voltage and distribute it to the customers. And you can see we've got a little green bar here that shows that we're using 7.54 megawatts of 30. Apparently power lines can take 100 and these ones can take 30, so I've got to be careful. Time to relax. Let me fast forward to the end of the day. This person here doesn't have any power. Okay, customer satisfaction. Aren't those city lights pretty? But you know what is even prettier? The end of the day report, which shows how much energy you have sold and the profit you have made for your overlords. So apparently they were 100% satisfied, except for this place that has no power. We sold 138 megawatt hours, but they actually needed 162. Anyway, public space, yep. So it gives you a breakdown of everything. But like, I want to build some power lines. Same goes for substations. Basic substation can deliver up to 50 megawatts. And up to 60 megawatts during a peak. Keeping it at peak power during several hours, though, might cause an explosion, which will leave the city in the dark, causing customer satisfaction to drop quickly. It will make the bosses very unhappy, and you will hear words like incompetent and unskilled being thrown at you. It's more you should know about, like maintenance, energy storage, research, how weather affects your power grid, but it's not my problem anymore. One last thing, if you right-click on power plants and substations, you'll get access to settings window, where you can check their status and determine how they should behave. You'll learn all about that in the next tutorial or on your own if that's your cup of tea. Best of luck, don't end up fired like good old Bob here. So yeah, you can, let's go to the next tutorial and have a bit of a poke through this one. Again, so this has changed. Temperature is higher in June and colder. Yeah, yep, cool. And wind speed. Chance of rain is in the blue. Customers only get unhappy after 1 hour without power. Okay. Hello again, new city, more money to be made, but also more troubles. Some dumbass in the City Council Urban Planning Commission allowed for more houses to be built without letting us know. Currently, the city uses 24 megawatts, but in just a few hours, demand will go up and will reach 40 megawatts, as you can see in the boring chart on the left side. So it'll hit 40. That means that soon we'll get a free fireworks display. Aren't we lucky? Let me show you what I mean. Kaboom. I never get tired of seeing these explosions. Oh, but you look at the time, my shift is almost over. I have to run now. There's this TV show I've been binge watching, and it sounds a lot better than helping you out. Excellent. Hello, it's great to meet you. My name is Hertha, and I'm here to help you fix the mess that Bob left us. As you've seen, if a power line exceeds its maximum rating for a long time, it will fail and stop conducting electricity until repaired. This sometimes causes a domino effect as other power lines struggle to handle the extra load put into the system because of the one that failed. Right-click on the power line or hover and then press the repair button to get it fixed. This will cost money and take some time though, so repair. Let's wait until the repair is complete. Fantastic, now things are back to normal. I'm sure our beloved customers are happy about that, but everything will go wrong again if we don't improve the design of our power grid. This will happen again tomorrow during peak and then again the day after until we improve the grid or until they fire you. Important thing to remember is that substations can also fail if their maximum power rating is exceeded for a long time, and then you have a very serious problem in your hands. Bob has learned that lesson the hard way several times. If we look at the power generation information, we do have enough for all the people. We just need more power lines to handle the load. In order to solve our current problem, select the low voltage power line tool in the action bar and then add a second power line on the tiles I highlighted. So because they want more than 30 megawatts, which is what these things handle, we want 40, they will explode. Perfect. Now the load will be split between the two power lines, preventing this problem from happening again until the city grows significantly at least. Looking down here. So yeah, now it's splitting the power between the two. And there's something else I would like to teach you about. This biomass plant is operating very close to its maximum capacity during the evenings. We thought about what we're going to do if there is a sharp increase in demand. We need to be able to store energy to release it later. Energy storage facilities will automatically store energy whenever the generation exceeds the demand and release it when the opposite happens. Some of them can release their energy quickly and are great for sharp peaks in demand. Some have huge capacities but can only release the energy slowly, making them perfect to complement wind and solar plants. Select the energy storage facility button and choose a lithium-ion battery farm. It's one of my favourite. It has good balance between power output and capacity. So it can output 30, takes 25 to charge it, it holds 150. Okay. What a beautiful building. Now the only thing missing is connecting the new lithium-ion battery farm with the power plant. High voltage line tool from here to here, apparently. Everything's working perfectly. Let me show you. So this is, the demand's gone up, but this is charging. You see the battery storing energy, so it can be used later. It will be released automatically whenever demand exceeds generation. So it's charging up. This is cranking at 66. Okay. Everything is already looking a lot better, but we have yet another problem we need to take care of. You see this notification on the upper right corner of the screen. Power plants require to be shut down for maintenance periodically. They will go offline for a few hours, during which they will not produce any energy, so our battery farm will also help us out in that regard. Best way to prepare for maintenance is to ensure the staff are properly trained so they can do it as quickly as possible. Open the research tree screen by clicking on the button in the action bar down below, and every day your company will obtain 1 research point. You can then use those research points to unlock different technologies to make your power grid more efficient and reliable. Invest in a staff training technology that allows us to cut maintenance time in half. Now we can close this. Everything seems to be running smoothly. I'm so happy and so proud of you. Now my shift is over. I will leave you once again in Bob's hands. I can't believe that he still works here. He built a battery farm. Come on, those things are expensive. I imagine that Hertha wanted one so the lights in the city remain on while we perform maintenance on the power plant. But it's a lot easier and cheaper to just skip the maintenance slot. Right click on the biomass plant to open its settings window. Now the fun part. You can click on the skip maintenance button on the bottom part of the screen, and there are usually no consequences for that. I do it all the time. Probability of ill side effects here. Do you want to skip maintenance for this power plant? 10 days. Sure. As a result of poor maintenance, the generators in this power plant are operating in a suboptimal way. Power output will be reduced by 10% until maintenance work is performed. What's going on here? I didn't even manage to reach my car in the parking lot and you already caused trouble. Hey, it wasn't me. Sure, Bob, sure. The power plant will have a much lower power output, and it's all your fault. It's trying to save our company some money. Most of the time, nothing bad happens. Go on, click the perform maintenance now button so that Hertha can go home. Yep, down for maintenance. Time to relax, so it will just be using power from here. And there's people without power because this can only put out 30. No power apparently. And they need 40 or 38, I think. So it's not quite enough, but okay, so that's the next tutorial. Let's pop the expert one and have a look. Okay, welcome again. Now, this city used to run on coal. Now they have found gold instead. So with all the freshly acquired money, they've decided to modernise. It's a perfect opportunity for us to implement a clean, renewable energy solution. Look at this hill over here. It's a perfect spot to place some wind turbines and get the transition towards start the transition towards green energy. Would you look at this clearing by the water here? It's the perfect spot to place a gas-fired plant. Cheap, efficient, proven to work. Beside, it works 24/7. not only when the wind is blowing. If you dare, Bob. This is an opportunity to move away from fossil fuels. Besides, once the city grows, more and more customers will end up in the not in my backyard radius, or the NIMBY radius, of the gas plant. You can deal with that later. There's even a substation in the old power lines that used to connect to the coal-fired plant. Just put the new gas-fired plant over here and we're good to go. No time wasted, no new investments, only pure profit. Let's put a gas-fired plant here. Now everything is up and running. See, I told you this was the right thing to do. Oh well, what do you know? Seems Bob has underestimated how much the city has been growing lately. It's using way more power than what a single power line can handle. Luckily this is an old city, so we have plenty of research points waiting to be used. Science is always the answer. Go to the research window and unlock improved cable alloys. This technology allows power lines to handle 10% more load than usual. Repair that. Very good. Well done. Let's fast forward and see what happens. Goes again. It seems our efforts weren't enough. What now? This is getting out of hand. I cannot afford to lose my job again. Truce? Sounds good. Maybe we can try out my plan. Sure, maybe by combining our ideas we can fix this mess and finally get to go home. Let's build some wind turbines. And build another substation. Opposite. Build a substation here. Put some high voltage lines. That, and then it's low voltage. And repair that. Oh, seems I got us out of the trouble you caused, Bob. What are you talking about? Your wind turbines wouldn't have been enough to power the city anyway. Yeah, you're right. I guess the lesson here is that it's a good idea to diversify your power infrastructure. Exactly, don't put all your tomatoes in one omelette, or however that's saying. Yes, exactly that. It's also important to remember that buildings will, by default, attempt to obtain power from the closest substation. You can see if I hover over this one, it's lighting up that. If I hover over this one, it's lighting up that side. And substations will, in turn, attempt to obtain power from the closest power plant. Having a few substations providing power to a city from different directions is a good trick to remember when dealing with big cities. Anyway, I hope that you'll use everything you have learned today and bring power to people. So yeah, that's the tutorials. And you know what, let's just jump in and start a little main campaign. Let's have a look. I am Dr. Georg Megavolt. I don't actually have a PhD. Doctor is just my first name. Anyway, I've heard you're an aspiring power grid administrator. Here you'll find all your current business opportunities. Okay, so these ones are the ones we can do. And have a look. Map size is small. We can do it in easy because we can't do the other ones until maybe. Oh, maybe you can. Let's do it in easy. And we'll give it strategic or high energy. Okay. Let's give it a look. So I'll have a bit of a look here. Wind is lower in June. Temperature is higher in June. Rainfall's sort of average. We're currently in March. Low temperatures do not cause increased power consumption because people have fireplaces. We have a massive forest, lower running costs for biomass plants thanks to the 20 million hectares of forest in the country. Sisu philosophy, residential customers only get unhappy after 2 hours without power during the day thanks to the population's resilience and hardiness. Advanced substations is available here even if you don't have enough influence points to unlock it. Right, you've been hired as manager for the local electric company in the... Okay, that place, Jakobstad, whatever. In order to prove yourself, you need to keep customer satisfaction over 50% during 50 days. Remember, the instant that customer satisfaction drops under the limit, it's game over. Cool. Let's we paused? Yes. Welcome to beautiful Finland. No wonder I couldn't say the name of the town. This is a remote area where towns are growing slowly, so it shouldn't be too much of a challenge for you. However, be careful about ice formation on your power lines during winter. Okay. So, this is obviously one of the tutorial towns. So, it's very cold. Power lines with low loads are vulnerable to ice formation. New city being built in 7 days. It's this one, I guess. Game is paused to place your first building. Sisu philosophy effect is currently active. So we need to build power generation. And then run some cables and like... I mean, obviously in the tutorial it has place it out here. Let's do it. Coal-fired maybe? Did say that biomass was good here. Puts out 80 megawatts. Costs 5 megawatts a day. $5 a megawatt hour and $800 a day. And it's 15 tiles. You know what? It's expensive, but let's go with it. Here. And then we're going to run a basic substation. Looking way cooler, a tiny bit more efficient. I'll take that one. Pop it here. And we're going to run high to here, and then we're going to run low. I think I'm going to run it right up the middle here. Yeah. Okay, so they need 13. It's going up very slowly. I guess in 7 days there'll be another city that pops up somewhere, and I'll have to try and get them going. But we've got... They're going to use up to... pretty much what we're getting now, the 15, 16 megawatts. So we've still got a bit of power left in here. So I could probably potentially run another town from here. Eventually we might look at doing battery. Molten salt facility? Never heard of it. Sure, it's a technology, I've just never heard of it. So, you know, we could put a battery here and it'll keep this place going. Okay, so we can apparently, for all good, we could fast forward to the end of the day. We're okay. So we made $3,000 of profit. We've got no energy storage and we're mostly efficient. Okay. Pause until you press N or play button next to the clock. Take all the time you need to upgrade and expand your infrastructure. Okay, so let's... I'm going to pop one of these guys in. Put it out this way. And we'll just hook some cables up to it. This will push the output up, but we're still only using just under half while this charges. Cool. Play. Alright, so current demand now is quite low. They won't need a lot of power. So during the night this can fill this up. It's very cold. So power lines with loads are vulnerable to ice formation. Also need... Ooh, didn't mean to zoom so far out. Some power lines here. You're without power, but there's... Do I have to bring the power line around the front? Of course I do. Okay, you good? Alright, so the battery's almost full. Once that's full, this should tick back down. It did. Very nice. Morning time, power demand will go up to near 20 today. Everything's running nicely. Okay. Maintenance due in 9 days. That will easily handle this place. But that'll be after the new town develops. So I can hit fast forward to the end of the day. Oh, we've got someone without power. Oh, my bad. The zoom in and out is pretty full on. Made $4,500 profit. Let's give them some power though. Guess it means I need to kind of run cables to the end of each street. Good. I don't think we need to do anything today. I think we're okay at the moment. Let's crank it. We're still only using up to 20 megawatts. We've got new buildings happening. Made $5,000 today. Get to 50 days to win the game. Still only running at 95%, I guess. Nice. Again. New city in 5 days. We'll see what happens when that comes about. See if we can just crank through a whole day. Oh, we've got some research we can do. Have a look. Reinforced transformers and staff training. I think I like staff training. Very nice. Crank it. Demand's low again. Good day. Nice amount of profit. This place is open. Fast food restaurant. We're not hitting the 30 megawatts. We're not going to hit that for a little bit yet. Demand is climbing though. We're at about the 22, 23. So if this happens, we'll need to potentially have a second one. Maybe we use the tutorial idea and put some wind farm up here with its own generation. Add campaigns. I don't know whether we need to do that. Maybe these ones can't be done yet, the red ones. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Reinforced transformers. Now, let's have a look. We've got a solar plant here we could do. Wind is 40 and produces 22. Solar's 75,000. I mean, let's try this. Reckons it's a good place up here to do it. Put a substation in somewhere. No one wants it in their backyard, right? And the radius is just creeping into the town. And then let's run like that. I kind of want to put a couple of these on, but that's not going to produce tons of power. And he stores 50. I don't know. Let's giggles, can I put that there? Is that actually... Ooh, the zoom is a little too high. Is that actually charging? Ramping up, apparently. Takes a little bit of time to ramp up. Let's play. So it is ramping up. This is charging because it's on the cable. This is putting out a little bit of power. Not super needed, but will help with demand on these lines. Again, it'll switch to this side when it's needed. A C-list celebrity in this place has issued a challenge in social media asking all hipsters who look like lumberjacks to actually go out there and chop down some trees. I don't know if that's a good idea. The trees are expected to fall around. Yeah, they're going to drop on the power lines, pretty much. Okay, it's very cold. Alright, well, looking at the time, this is Power to the People. Bit of an intro into the game. If you like it, links are down below. Go and check it out. Pick it up on Steam. You see, ooh, it's going to zoom out a little. It's currently selling for just under $20 Australian, so whatever that is in your local currency. It's currently 10% off for another 17 hours at this time. So this will come up. This will go out tonight. So you'll still be about 12 hours or so left by the time you see this. Anyway, Power to the People by Hermes Interactive and Crytivo published it. Check it out if you're interested. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye now.